Welcome to Desk Dynamics. This is a podcast where we talk about some of the cool things we're doing in the service desk to move towards our target picture, which is delivering great user experience through expertise and technology. Today, I have not one but two guests, Peter and Victor. Thank you guys for joining me today. Let's start with you, Peter. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Peter. Thanks, Diller, for having us. My name is Peter. I'm the Service Desk Manager Operations for EMEA region. And I'm here to answer your questions.
Very good. Tell us something that not many people know about you.
That not many people know about me. I have 3 gold medals in table tennis in Swedish Championship.
Wow, we should play sometime.
About money, yes.
Just so I can lose to you, you know.
I only play for money now.
All right, and Victor, welcome to the podcast as well. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you, Diller, for having us here today. My name is Victor Chicata. I'm the manager for the America Service Desk. I have been working in the company for 14 years, 7 of them in Costa Rica, the Pura Vida land.
Now, I know that you were in India recently, Victor, and you traveled all over. What was like your key, the best part of your travels over there?
Yeah, well, the Taj Mahal, absolutely. When I was at the Taj Mahal, I mean, we always have this, we see the pictures, but when I was there, I was, hundreds of times impressed with the architecture, the stones, how were pieced perfectly, the decoration of the building. So yeah, that was really, it's different, completely different when you are there and see the magnitude of the building.
Fantastic. So we're here to talk about your role as service desk manager operations and how you and your team are contributing to making the service desk better and move us towards our target picture. So to start off with, Victor, tell us what it means. What does it mean, service desk manager operations?
Well, it's to be a manager of the service desk operations means that you need to coordinate all the systems that we have. And when I say systems, I'm not talking about apps. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about processes. So we need to make sure that all the systems work perfectly to ensure that we can deliver the right service to our users.
Very good. Peter, what would you add to describing the role itself?
I would say we will be team builders. And team builders is building a service desk all together globally. And it goes all down from whatever position you have in service desk when it comes to operations, and we are a big part of that.
Very good. So managing all the systems so everything fits together and building a team to deliver that great user experience that we aspire to deliver, right?
Yes.
Very nice. So Peter, part of that building the team is, of course, you've got the service desk specialists who are part of your team, but I think you're talking about the wider team here, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm talking about the whole service desk, to be honest, globally, making it better. Work together with Victor and our other 2 colleagues at Service Desk Manager Operations to get it more together as one. It's an old expression, as one, but now we finally have the chance to really make it happen. And that goes down to team leads, to the HODs, to our service desk agents, to our specialists, and work with business as well, to make it as one, so our users are getting that great experience that they expect from us.
But how do you actually do it, Peter? Because you've got the team in Prague, and you're primarily working for the business in Europe. Victor is in Costa Rica. We've got 2 other service desk managers who are not part of this conversation today. We've got Adi in Cyberjaya and Quetta also for the German team. So how do you practically build that one team across these 4 different locations?
We are having SDMO catch-up meetings every second week together, where we can go over topics or challenges we are encountering, taking decisions together that we then are implementing and spreading to the rest of the service desk. We are also, I can say, from Prague and Chennai, I have some colleagues in Chennai that I'm working with, for example, some specialists. We are also working tightly to be, everybody should feel as one. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in Chennai or if you're sitting in Prague physically, but mentally it's one service desk, one team.
All right. Now, Victor, Peter has been known to tell really bad jokes from time to time. So please tell me he's not joking about this.
No. Well, I have a couple of examples that proves that or that supports what Peter said about being or behave more global. So a couple of months ago, we had a high volume of tickets from the Express Americas. So one of our colleagues or leaders from Prague offered help. So we were able to pass some volume from the Americas into one of the teams in Prague. So that was impressive collaboration from the perspective that in the past, with the old setup, we will need to, the team leaders and all of the management here will have to think how we overcome the challenge just locally. But now we are thinking, okay, we have this challenge here. Is there anyone around the globe that could help us to find the solution or help us to manage this? And another good example is, again, one of our leaders from Prague is going for a long vacation. And then she asked me if I can run her PDs during late hours at night. So that's very, well, I will start it this week. But that's, again, something that I couldn't think about it in the past. In the past, probably she would need to figure out, how, or she would need to ask someone from the leaders in Prague to help her to run the PD. But now with the new setup, we will run the PD. We will supporting her here from the Americas. So the leaders in Prague, they don't need to extend their working hours. They can rest well while we take care of, of the performance dialogue for the team.
That's beautiful. It really sounds like you guys are taking the one global team idea to the heart and really putting it into practice. Those examples prove it to me, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. But I'm sure it's not all rosy. There are probably areas where you still see us not working as one team across the different locations. Any of those examples you want to share as well?
One difference that I still see a little bit that I think we are talking a lot about is how we are doing the quality checks globally. Are the team leads doing them? Are the specialists doing them? Who is doing the quality checks? While we are waiting for automation tool that we don't have yet, but we have to do it manually. There I can see that we are still doing it different, but we are talking about it a lot. We just had it on the last meeting together. We talked about it, how they are doing in the Asia Pacific, how Germany are doing it, how Costa Rica are doing, how Prague is doing. And we are trying to find middle ways. But I would say out of these things that we can see different, I don't want to say someone is doing bad, some good, but different, is that you can still pick the raisins out of the cake. You can pick the good parts and try to create one new cake out of it.
And
I like cakes, hungry with sorry, but
I like cakes and I like raisins. So now I'm hungry. No, but that's on a serious note. That's really good because it's easy to say I'm doing it the right way, and people who are not following that way is the wrong way. But I like that you are seeing what are the good things that are being done in various teams and trying to pick the raisins, as you say. I might steal that analogy from you, Peter. Nice one.
You're welcome. I think it is important that we see don't see it as a competition, but let's try to see it as going for the same goal.
Before the last reorganization, we were focused more on the regional matters. So we were focused more on standardize the processes that we have across the different core service desks. Our priority was to implement the regional projects that we have for the Americas. So having said that, when we move the specialists into reporting directly to the service desk manager operations, then we were able to standardize plus one step. What does it mean? When we talk about standardization, we are looking what is relevant for everyone. And when we talk about this additional step, we are looking of this additional step, additional task that will make the user's life easier. You know, we will make sure that they will have a great user experience. So that's what we were doing for the first 6 months. But now with this new setup, we are really moving into this global mindset. It's a process, but I just share with you a couple of examples that proves that we are moving into this new direction.
Now, previously, the specialists that you have in your teams, both in Costa Rica and Prague, they were all part of different teams within each of the regions, right? Supporting the agents with various escalations and more technical issues and things like that. How has it changed bringing these specialists together into one team? How has it changed how we operate, and how has it changed how we support the business?
I would say for Prague/Chennai, we are having 2 specialists in Chennai. I would say it has changed that we went from pure business specialist, for example, one specialist only specialized on DSC. We have went to 6 specialists that are supporting all business units and all countries that we are supporting for the EMEA region. That also means that they support all the teams. They are getting more knowledge together. They will bring a broader knowledge. The agents are getting more SMEs to reach out to instead of having one special one. They can reach out to all 6 in different contact ways. And they are also joining all the different performance dialogues, service reviews, etc. So the business knows them more. Everybody knows them more. So it's once again one team approach instead of only specializing.
Just to complement what Peter said, you know, we are with this new setup, we are breaking silos. So in the past, the mindset was, okay, this is my team, this is my focused business unit. So, you know, whatever it was done or implemented, it was thinking just a single team. Now, whenever we are brainstorming, whenever we are trying to find a solution, it's more about, you know, we are one organization. So how can we do it differently? That's something that we can implement it globally, or maybe we can take the best of that someone is doing, and we can customize it enough to deliver the expected service from the business.
Nice.
The raisins again. Pick the raisins, Victor.
But as an agent, I mean, I like the idea of having a pool of specialists to reach out to. But how do you make sure that these specialists are still close enough to the agents that they don't feel like, you know, like if I have a specialist in my team, this is my teammate I'm reaching out to versus reaching out to a different team? How do you really make sure the agents don't feel the distance from the specialists?
But here is once again what I talked about in the beginning, creating one big team, not a specialist team, one team lead team, one SDMO team, one Prague, one Costa Rica, etc. This is creating the one service desk team. That it means that the specialists are there on the town halls. They are there joining the performance dialogues where the agents are being a known face. They are always helping out when they have done some type of typical quality checks or when they need to do something, they are the ones providing some sort of feedback and upskilling a part of it. Not all, of course, because the team lead has a huge responsibility of the quality and the feedback, but the specialists are a little bit more hands-on to helping upskilling without having a huge training or whatever. And that's how we are trying to do it, to show that we are all as one. Like Victor said, killing all the silos. It doesn't matter if a Costa Rica agent want to contact, for some reason, a Prague SME. Why not? For example, if it's now I know the time zone is different, but if it would be like that, I would say Chennai Prague then instead. Before they had 2 Chennai specialists, now the Chennai agents have 6 specialists.
Right.
So-
Nice. Very nice. It's all in the mind, isn't it? Just because I report
Yes.
to someone doesn't mean that that's my, my team is my world. My team is bigger than that. My team is not just the people who report to my manager. My team is the whole service desk, or really, if you extend it further, it's really all DHL. But certainly, I think good to think of service desk as one team.
Yeah.
Nice. Switching topics a little bit. You know that we're working towards this target picture, and we've said target picture is delivering great user experience through expertise and technology, right? But there can still be various different interpretations of that target picture. It's quite high level, and I'm really interested in hearing how you see the future of the service desk. If I don't know, however you choose to describe it, if you think about the future of the service desk, what's the most important thing that comes to your mind, or what are the 3 things that come to your mind? However you choose to answer that question, I'm just really interested in hearing how you see the future of the service desk.
I will say that we have in the short, medium, the long term, right? But for me, it will be a consolidated global team. We have already started a shift of the mindset. So in the near future, I'm sure that we will be consolidating the global mindset. And I can also see our team members managing robots, right? We have some team members that are already supporting or working together with the optimization team, and some of them, they are already developing, or they are setting up some robots. So I can see, or I believe in the future, they will be, managing the robots. And I can see also that in the future we will be using some tools like the ChatGPT. We will using more artificial intelligence to forecast, or to also determine what will be the possible issue that the user might face whenever they call the services. So that's what I see is, from my perspective so far.
Very nice. The whole AI and ChatGPT thing has exploded recently, and I think I need to do another episode just to talk about what are the different opportunities of using that in our environment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like that you make that part of the future. What about you, Peter?
Oh, I have many topics that I think of the future of the service desk. First of all, one contact point in. We all know that users want the easiest way to get in touch with us. So, for example, one website where you first go in, you have the chat robotic helping you to try to self-help in the beginning. Then you find out you can't do it. You have followed the steps. The robot is telling you do this, blah, blah, blah. You're following it. It doesn't help. You can choose to have a chat. The chat can be taken up all over the world by whoever in the world, because we have translation tools. So you can even have it in your own language. It can be English speaker, Spanish speaker, Swedish speaker, whoever, it doesn't matter. They can still help out with the translation tool and help you. If it's more complex and you want to talk to someone, you need to book a time slot. You are then going in, getting a time slot. I want a Swedish speaker. And the whole Sweden, as an example, Swedish speakers has time between, you have 3 spots, 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock. If you want to speak tomorrow, that's the earliest. Then you book that time, and the agent is contacting you. You are choosing preferred way, chat or call, and you're getting that help. That's one part of it. I also think we should have one in the future, one emergency line, one dedicated line only for emergency calls, where we're having specialists on emergencies, that they are raising the emergency ticket fast, they know the contact ways into the different emergency teams, and in between all the emergencies, because let's hope we are getting better and better, so will not be that many emergency calls, they can work with fixed tickets, because there should always be a system where you can create a ticket and it gets a way to get help somehow for installations, or I don't know, whatever. That's how I see the big picture of it. Super fast explain how I have it in my head, so it might be a little bit diffuse, but
I like it. I also, a lot of the escalations that we get from the business tend to be about how some emergency didn't get handled properly. If we took a few extra minutes to log it, or the right details are not captured, that tends to be the biggest pain point, which is fully understandable, because when you have an emergency, you want this process to work super smooth. And if you have a bunch of dedicated people who do that, that certainly helps to control the quality there much better. And the appointment system helps us plan better, helps us understand what the user is asking for before we even talk to them. And certainly for non-emergencies, I think that's a good idea to explore.
Then you can also plan for the language requirements if you have that booking system.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for sharing your ideas about the future. Thank you both for joining me today. It's been a great conversation. I certainly come away from these conversations inspired, and I hope you enjoy the conversation as much as I did. I hope we'll come back to this topic later on in the year and see how things are progressing.
Thank you, Diller, for having us in your podcast. I'm sure we will have, or hopefully we will have the opportunity to join again this kind of setup. I am sure Peter, but I personally enjoyed the conversation, exchanging thoughts. It was quite interactive, and it's the first time that I am in a podcast, so thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah, also thank you, Diller. Thank you, Victor. It has been really nice. I'm really looking forward to the huge cake with a lot of raisins now, Diller, that you're going to pick and bake.
Yeah, you might be waiting a while.
You never know. You should always live for the hope.